Doxa is a watch brand that is synonymous with dive watches and has been distributed very lightly in the United States. Thankfully, we are one of the very few authorized dealers here. But dive watches in general typically make you think of big, thick pieces, and perhaps you haven't thought of one before, but you should now with the Doxa Sub 200T, which not only has the iconic Doxa look, but has been shrunken down to 39 millimeters and still retains the great sliding micro-adjustable clasp from the Sub 300T. So will those of you who have been avoiding dive watches altogether now be interested in a dive watch, and in particular in a Doxa dive watch? Let's find out. Welcome everyone, it's Chris with the Little Treasury channel, where we bring you original and in-depth watch content at least once per week. And if you haven't already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be alerted as soon as we upload. I'm from Little Treasury Jewelers, which is located in Gambrills, Maryland, and it's where you go when you're in the know. And if you can't make it to our store, check out our cutting-edge, user-friendly website, littletreasury.com, which is linked to our inventory in real time. All watches that I review are for sale and can be purchased, so please see our website or see the description below to contact us. If you're just joining us now, I'll go over the watch's detailed measurements and features, then I'll offer my personal opinion at the end. In our last video, I reviewed the Seiko SLA 077, which is the latest version of the Seiko Marine Master and is upgraded in many ways, but also lower in price than before. I highly recommend checking this one out if you're interested in a great quality mid-tier dive watch. Wrist check time. Today I'm wearing my German watch, my Müller Glashütte Pro Mare Go. Unfortunately, it's discontinued and everybody asks me about this all the time. I really love this piece and it looks so simple, but it really has a lot of detail if you pay attention to it, with so many different shades of blue, including the blue date wheel. I really wear this one often too, especially when I'm traveling. Now tell me which watch you're wearing while you're watching the video and make sure to tell me why. Now let's get on to the features. The Doxa Sub 200T has a 39.3mm case width, an 11.1mm thickness, a 42.2mm lug-to-lug, a 19.8mm lug width, a 26mm crystal diameter, and it weighs in at 153 grams. It has a cushion-style case made out of 316L stainless steel, and it has high polished finish on the sides of the case and a brushed finish on the top, giving it a very simple and rugged look. The screw-down crown can be found at the 3 position and has an orange Doxa fish logo on the top. The bezel is steel and has a black and orange diving scale. The bezel is special because it has 2 sections, the usual elapsed time ring and a second novel scale, a combination called the no-decompression bezel. This second outer ring replaces the need to keep waterproof tables on you while diving, and allows for quick reading on the allowed time for each depth without the need to pause to decompress on the way back up to the surface. Now let's go ahead and give this fascinating bezel a click test. This bezel feels fantastic. It's one of the most grippy and serious feeling bezels that I've ever used. It feels great and the clicks are crisp and precise, and even the noise is satisfying. It actually has real volume. I'm not pumping this up like I do with some other brands. Highly recommend this one. The dial is the iconic option, which means that it's in a matte finish and is in a vivid orange tone, which is what Doxa calls professional. We have rectangular markers with black and white accents and crosshair style accents at the 12, 3, 6, and 9 in black, and a black minute grade in between each. Doxa and automatic can be found in black at the top middle portion with automatic beneath it. The hour and minute hands are pencil style in black, and the minute hand is the larger one. The second hand is black with a square near the tip. The date window can be found at the 3 position and has a black printed frame, white background, and black numerals. Sub 200T and Professional can be found at the bottom right portion in black. And Professional means the color scheme on this piece, since each color scheme has its own specific name with Doxa. For example, the light blue one is called the Aquamarine. Lume can be found on all dial markers and on the hour, minute, and second hands, and on the pip of the bezel. The caseback is closed and it has a sailboat engraved into the center. The movement is based on a Sellita SW200, which is basically the luxury standard Swiss mechanical automatic movement. It is self-winding with a power reserve of 38 hours and beating at 28,800 beats per hour. It has been decorated by Doxa. The bracelet is beads of rice style with high polished bead links and brush finish outer links. This is meant to be very comfortable and not pull hair on the wrist. It has a clasp with the Doxa fish and Doxa written at the bottom, and is one of the best sliding micro adjustable clasps that I have ever seen, since it can be adjusted on the fly. The Doxa Sub 200T is 200 meter water resistant. It's part of the standard Doxa lineup, and it can be yours for $1,590. Now for my personal opinion. So I love Doxa watches in general, and it's almost hard to figure out which variant is the best one since they all seem to fit my 6.5-inch wrist great. But this one definitely looks smaller than the Sub 300, for example. Significantly smaller. And this is very thin too. I'm kind of unsure whether this size is what I'd choose over the Sub 300 though, because that one is really a great fit too. So I'll say that if you have a significantly smaller wrist, or just like smaller pieces in general, this will be a very attractive choice. I love the iconic dial and would not even consider the Sunray since it just doesn't seem to fit on these divers in my opinion. But if you want something more eye-catching and feminine even, perhaps the Sunray is a better option. I love the bracelet on this too, since it still retains the look and the better clasp of its larger siblings. The Sub 300 still has a more basic clasp, while the Sub 300T has the upgraded sliding one, and I'm glad to see the sliding one is installed on this piece. The movement is what you'd expect on a piece at this price point, and is great for it in the Sellita SW200. Overall, I'm very impressed that Doxa has just slimmed down and perfected what they already have with the Sub 200T, and I will recommend this for anyone who has just been sitting on the sidelines waiting for a dive watch in the proper size, because it really doesn't get much smaller than this without being weird. And a Doxa, of course, is always a great choice for a diver. Thanks for watching today, everyone. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. And of course, if you did, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and share with all of your friends and your family members too. I look forward to seeing you next video.